The plan of the presentation is as follows. There is a global presentation of employment in Mali, mission or organization, and then we'll come to the macroeconomical framework of employment. Let's understand the context in which we are working, and the macroeconomical framework will help resolve the problems. In this macroeconomic framework, there is active policy of the job market, and will provide a summary of it, and priority objectives and domains of intervention that are priority, and what we called the law of agricultural orientation that determines all the agricultural policy of Mali. The object of this policy is few actions of in agricultural sector in relation with development. This is, and then we'll see how major challenges at the end that we face at the end. The presentation of ANP, just as public employment services, is public, and it has an autonomy, financial autonomy, and we have an administration, a board, and general direction. It is the product of many reforms since its creation in 1956, before independence, until 1984, when the job market was conformed to the structural adjustment and the recruitment of manpower until 2001, and becomes an agency. And its mission is to contribute to the implementation of the plan, work plan. ANPE, it organized with a general direction with 11 technical departments. That is, they support the general director in the implementation of his mission. In addition to these technical departments, with the general direction, it is also present in 11 sub-capitals of the region, of the country. It also is present in 49 and 6 cities, and their correspondents have been transformed into National Agency of Employment in order to be closer to the users of employment. Our target population are the youth. This is the strategic plan of development was adopted by the agency in 2012. Near this structure, the agency also has a professional training center that impressions people. Beyond employability, the agency financed by patronal funds. Our budget comes from 1% of the salary, 1% of the salary of the public and private workers. This is what funds our projects. These two sectors work together, private sector and public sector. Since 1956, there is a center of professional development and reconversion of workers who want to change job. Access to this center is through a test organized every year, and there is a diploma given at the end, recognized everywhere. It also has a workshop, a school workshop in Kai, based on a partnership with Eliot France and another NGO called SIDIBE, and the 3 liberal states of the Senegal River. It's the sub-region. It takes into account all the sub-region. Senegal, Mali, and this is the basin that provides migrants to Europe. We want to stabilize the people from this place and create a workshop to give them the capacity and competence in works that will allow them to settle and work comfortably in their natural environment. This workshop was created for this. At the macroeconomic framework, the reference is in 2018, it has become the strategic base for development. This is a macroeconomic framework that is global. That in other countries people call National Plan for Development. Population of Mali is approximately 18,300,000, last numbers provided by the statistics. And this population is mainly more than 65% young people from 0 to 35 years old. In 2015-16, the active population was estimated to 5 million more. This population is active, but the others are 2 million on other periods. 62% of the active people are in the primary sector, in the communication. In communication of our colleague of our FAO, the primary sector of agriculture employs the biggest manpower in Mali, just as what was said by Emploi. 14.5 in commerce, 13.5 in business. And the rate of unemployment in 2017 was 9.6%. But this varies depending on the region and the socioeconomic status. It varies as you have it here. Regarding the rate of unemployment, 9.5 in the region 4 and 43 in the region of the district of Bamako, 42%. 41% in Gao, 17.7 in the district of Bamako, and the rural milieu is 14.7. And on the national level, for the Sahel, as the document will be given to you later, it provides all the problematic of the promotion of employment combined with the promotion of green employment that public services should tackle. The average duration of unemployment at the higher education is very long, because the more you are educated, the more it's difficult to integrate the system. What we have 487,000 jobless people, underemployment, and potential numbers of people who can work at the age of working. We have I'll give the electronic version, a soft copy of my presentation. We are a structure linked to the Ministry of Employment, but the elaboration, conception, and the follow-up and evaluation of the implementation of our program is from the direction of development. This is a support of the promotion of employment in Mali at the national level. National Direction of Professional Training has the same mission of elaborating and evaluating and following up the progress. Mali has, you have already taken, use up your 15 minutes. We have the question of employment. As you used up, if you allow me, I'd like to, this law is very important in what will follow to develop after. It was adopted on December 2014. It creates the development policy of Mali and the promotion of agriculture, modern with agriculture and environment that is open to progress. The law of agricultural production of the country, transformation, commerce, distribution, and agricultural services, and social and environments. It is very important because it has ambition to translate of the policy, development policy, agricultural development policy. You will see it in the document. It focuses on the importance, on what is very important. Here are the objectives of the protection of the environment and the management of natural resources. There is a link between presentation and promotion of employment, green employment. And I'll go to the specific actions of promotion done. This is a program of training. It should be precise that apart from the training, modular training with certification given by the CPR, all the other are to integrate work the authors to employment, associations of women and disabled provided training to make them operational on the SIMs. This is very important. The program of insertion of natural artificial insemination, Mary is second breeder. So breeding is very important. We train doctors, and among 50 job seekers, you will see that most of them have gone through our trainings. These projects of agricultural incubation with partnership with an association called Wadizugu created 21 employment possibility. Operation on potatoes, we realized that there was seeds of potatoes that are more adapted to the ecological and economic situation of Mali. So we signed an agreement with the School of Ukraine to experiment this kind of potatoes in certain regions of Mali, and these sectors have the biggest production by hectare. Implied the Permanent Assembly to sign a partnership convention with the agricultural sector and the consular chamber that coordinates all the activities in this sector that were signed. We signed an agreement with this chamber, and these two parties are committed to work in the document that will be given to you. There is also advice and support accompanying what our speaker suggested this morning is the coordination between services of employment and local collectivities to work together. We give in the regional, all the levels, operational levels, should go into partnership with their local collectivities to help them in the conception and elaboration and the follow-up and evaluation of their strategic plan. Since 2012, we are in partnership and signed a convention to collaborate with our partnership with all the town halls in Mali. 2006, it has 53 cities. We follow very closely and accompany them in improvement of many hectares of grocery growing for women and the improvement of a slaughterhouse. We are an agricultural producer, and sometimes people kill animals that does not follow minimal conditions of hygiene. So we try to provide advice and improve spaces where the meat that comes from this slaughtering is good for consumption. This is also green employment. 2018, 63 projects in all the domains called physical, for fishing, agricultural, breeding, and all this were mixed together. We also intervene in the remanagement, the improvement of planting trees to fight against desertification. We invite villages to plant trees and protect the environment to fight against desertification. This is also part of our mission, and the remanagement, improvement and management creates employment for the people of the region and fights against migration. And training programs signed with the Permanent Assembly and the Convention, and commitment of parties, the different parties, into all this. So between 2016 and 2017, we funded more than 600 improved agricultural land at the national level. These initiatives contributed 2016-17, made Mali second production of rice after Niger, and 2,000 million tons. And it has become the first producer of cotton this year with 710,000 tons of cotton. And there is 1 million hectares available at once. It's only possible in Mali. Africa has 65% of agricultural land. And for everybody has possibility to go and rent land in Mali. 1 million hectares are available for you to improve and work them and for irrigation. And this is also part of the promotion of green employment. Over the same period, the sector of bread, 152,000 tons of meat were sent or produced, and with milk. For fish, 3.8% on 132,000 tons, which is surprising when people say that Mali produces fish because we are landlocked, but we produce over 100,000 tons, but exported, and we planted 30,000 hectares were planted every year. Thousands of land is planted to fight against desertification. The objective of the government by 2025 to make Mali a power of self-sufficient, but also exporting power of food for the whole continent. And here are the major challenges that are here. You can see participants globally needs implication of our APE in promotion of green employment in the agriculture sector, because at the APE. Thank you. Thank you. He kept on time, but I have two questions to ask you. I have completed with Mali when I was born in practice 2010. I wrote in the books. Now, how can I go and see? They gave me the name. I am their slave. That's why I did not want to cut. Now, what is particular in Mali is that this employment service is very rich. They have a tax of 1%. Since Modibo Keita, I tried to copy in Togo, but the Minister of Finance said I have to show it to the Council of Ministers. I transmitted it, but I did not get the law of 1%. But they have 1%. This is something good to copy. People can go copy what is being done in Mali. Second thing is that they are fully engaged into the green employment. I asked him if they replace the Ministry of Agriculture. It's very interesting. If the minister asks you, we are coming from the meeting on green employment, what are the key answers that you are asking if he asks you this? Thank you, General Director. In the global presentation of the context, I couldn't extend on all the structures that are important in this domain. In Mali, we have National Agency for Employment, but we also another one created in 2003 for employment and combined actions. That's why I say at the end of my presentation, the combined actions made of Mali, what Mali is now in terms of capacity of production. But at the end of this workshop, as we met here, you saw him this morning, this communication was prepared not by me. That I'm saying that we are a technical structure and that support the general director in the implementation of the strategies on the resolutions of the great decisions and orientations on this workshop. All the structure under supervision of the general director will sit down together to elaborate the program to submit to the administration, to the board of administration. Thank you. Thank you very much. Il